Back again. I'm here in Maryland. Man, the last like 24 hours were crazy. Yesterday, I finally got my truck fixed. I don't know if I made that video. Oh, yeah, the video about the Qualcomm. Yeah, I got that fixed. I got me a new fuel card. Um, Finally got some gas. Like I said, I'm sitting here in Maryland. I'm getting ready to go to Ohio tomorrow. Man, last night was crazy. Um, like I said, I was sitting at the yard in Charlotte all day yesterday and get my truck fixed. And I said to my boss, I was like, okay, it's getting into the evening. I was like, I'm going to go out hang out in my truck. I assume I'm going to sleep all night. Wake up in the morning, you're going to have a load for me, right? He's like, yeah, yeah. Well, it's like 9:30 at night. And this lady calls me. She's like, yeah, I got a load. It's right up the road from you. It's only like 30 minutes away, but you got to pick up at like 2:30 in the morning. And I'm like, you realize I ain't slept all day, right? It's 9:30 at night. And you want me to pick this shit up at 2:30 in the morning? And she's like, well, I don't want to pressure you. And that's what the dispatchers are always going to do that to you, man. They're going to guilt trip the shit out of you until you submit. All right. And I never want to turn down a load, man. I hate turning down loads. And I got a really nice check coming to me tomorrow. I already know what it is. And that's why I don't like turning down loads. You know, that load was like almost 600 miles. It was going from Charlotte up to Jersey. And she was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll split it. I did like 2/3 of it. I did like 400 something miles. And then this other guy picked up like the last like 150 miles. So I still got all that. But I was on like 2.5 hours of sleep, man. I got there, dropped the trailer to the guy, went inside of the truck stop. I'm in the bathroom looking in the mirror. My eyes are like bloodshot red, man, because I ain't slept in so long. And so I finally got my truck parked. I'm sitting here at a rest area. I hit the damn bed, I was hard sleeping for like 3.5 hours, man. I made myself get up though because it would screw up my sleep schedule if I'd stayed sleeping. So I'm getting ready to crash here in about an hour or so. Yeah, I just wanted to give an update. What's going on? I still got like 2 weeks before I go back, or before I go home. I'm super excited to go home for Christmas. There's things I want to buy, things I want to do, people I want to visit. A friend of mine just hit me up. I ain't seen in a long time, and I'm really excited to go visit them because I haven't seen them in so long. Just excited to do so many things that I don't get to do when I'm out here on the road. I'll tell you one thing I'm really getting into is lifting weights in the truck. I feel so much better now that I'm doing that. I'm really trying to lose weight, but really it's not just about losing weight. It's about like trying to stay in shape and trying to, just feel healthier. When I was with Biscuit, doing teams, when you're doing teams, that truck just never ever stops. It's so fucking mentally draining. And my legs were sore all the time. Like they're just sore from sitting in that seat and I never get a chance to like really get out and stretch and walk around and, take a break from the truck. Like when you're solo, you get a break every day. You drive your distance and then you park for your 10 hours and you get a break. When your teams, you don't do that. This fucking machine never stops. It's really aggravating. So now I'm like really into lifting these weights and just get my body moving, get my blood pumping, keeping me healthy. And I've been trying so hard to eat healthy, man. I've probably only eaten fast food one time in the last couple of weeks, and it was just a little breakfast sandwich. But I've been staying away from shit foods, like really, really good. I've been making a lot of my meals in my truck, and I feel a lot better. It's saved me a lot of money. If you come out here, man, stay the hell away from that fast food, man. It is the worst. You might come out here, say you weigh 150 pounds, right? But you got like average metabolism. Say you're like 35, 40 years old. Dude, if you come out here and you eat that fast food all the time, before you know it, I guarantee you're going to be 30, 40 pounds heavier. Like, seriously, I'm not joking. Within like 6 months, you're going to look like a fat ass. You're going to have a big old belly on you, and it's going to be from eating all those salty fries and nasty fried shit. Man, don't do that to yourself, man. Don't do that to yourself. You're going to fucking hate yourself if you do that. So, try as hard as you can to hit a grocery store before you come out. Try to buy things. Always try to buy things you can eat more than once. I've been putting together these mixtures of rice and beans and like black eyed peas and stuff. And I stir it in a big bowl. Like, see this bowl? See it's dirty now, but you see what I'm saying? I'll stir it up and I'll mix a little bit of oil and vinegar in there. And I can eat that shit like 3 or 4 times, man. And it's wicked low in fat because it's just like regular white rice. There's like no fat in it at all. And black beans. So I'd rather eat that and be full than eat some nasty fried crap and just regret it. And you're paying like $15 every fucking time, man. And don't get me wrong, I don't eat that shit every day. I treat myself once in a while. I'll hit a diner and get a sandwich or something. Yesterday I got some Papa John's and I ain't had that shit in forever. I had a veggie pizza and man, that was so good. I ain't had that shit in so long. But I don't eat that stuff all the time, man. And I feel bad when I do, but that was like the only time I ate yesterday and I hammered that shit, man. I was so fucking hungry because I hadn't eaten all day. But that's not something I recommend. I don't eat like that all the time. It's just a once in a while thing. Like I said, I'm really on this health kick. I'm really trying to take care of myself. But back to doing those loads. I did a video a while back about when to refuse a load. I easily could have refused that load and I wouldn't have gotten in trouble for it. The real reason why I didn't is because I really wanted those miles. I was already 7.5 hours into my 10-hour break. So they could have been like, hey, you should have been sleeping because you've been off for almost 10 hours. You know, we expect you to sleep in your 10-hour break, right? But it doesn't always work out like that, you know? So that's something you need to think about. If you find yourself in a situation where you really want to refuse a load, you need to ask yourself, how long have you been into your 10-hour break? I realize the stars aren't aligning right now like they didn't for me last night, you know? I'm 7.5 hours into my 10-hour break, and I find out I got to be somewhere in 5 hours, you know? So that gives me like 2.5 hours of sleep, all right? So those are the things you need to think about. And the funniest part is she asked somebody else, and that driver refused because he said he ain't had no sleep. So I was like, you know what, dude? I'm saying to myself, you know what, Squirrel? You're going to get like 2-3 hours of sleep. You're going to wake up. You're not going to bullshit because the load was right up the street. You're going to pick it up super fast. And I did. It was at Walmart. And I was in and out of there. Man, those Walmart people at that specific place really had their shit together because I was in and out of there so fast. I barely had to lift a finger, right? And that was awesome. So I was like, dude, just get the freaking trailer and get through these 400 miles as fast as you can. And that's what I did, man. And before I knew it, it was all over. And that was money in the bank. So, and then I got to come back, you know, park here and take a long nap. And I was just like, man, I'm so glad this is over. And I didn't refuse the load, so I didn't lose out on money. And the other thing is, one thing you really, really need to remember if you refuse a load, because this happened to me once. When I was with Pam, me and Biscuit refused a load, and like a day goes by, and I'm like trying to get a hold of the dispatcher. I'm like, hey, you guys got another load for us? They're like, we had a load for you. You turned it down, remember? I'm like, oh, okay, so you're going to fucking punish me because I didn't want to do that bullshit load you offered me, you know? So basically, they're going to guilt trip you into submission. You know, that's what they're doing. They're like, you know what? Because I know exactly what they're doing. They're talking to each other in their little room, and they're like, when those motherfuckers finally decide they want to do that load, then we'll give them that load. But that's the only one we're going to give them, you know? And that's fucking horse shit. You know, no company should do that to somebody, because it's been a while, but I'm sure we had a good reason why we didn't want to do it. But don't make a habit of turning down loads, because that will get you fired eventually. Nobody wants to deal with it, because your job is to to deliver fucking loads. This is your fucking job. You know, you don't get to say, no, I don't want to do this one. I don't want to do that one. That's not, no, you know, that's, if you're that kind of person, then this isn't the job for you. But being solo is nice because I know I'm going to get a break every single day. Every single day I get to relax, you know, kick my feet up. You know, I don't have to worry about sleeping when the truck's moving. I'm so glad those fucking days are over, man, because I get to relax. So, anyway.